if we just took away the names of the schools and you just looked at BYU and who they've beaten and who they've played, if they had SEC on their little resume, you would think BYU is one of the top 7 teams in the country if you just look at the metrics. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the iCoaches podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership where coaching wisdom meets real talk. I'm your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Throwdown Thursday edition, we're going to recap Week 13 of the college football season. Segment 1, Power 4, Segment 2, Group of 5, and in Segment 3, not only we'll give you the real college football playoff rankings, but we're also going to preview Week 14, and it's rivalry week. So with me today, high school rival, but middle school teammate, and
Don't get me started.
Anyway, George Essick, academic and athletic consultant of the CK Safe Project. George, we're going to jump right into the SEC. Texas A&M won, Georgia won, Oklahoma won, Alabama won, and Vandy. Get Diego to New York. Now, again, the kid from Indiana should win the Heisman, but Diego should be sitting in that front row, eating that shrimp and getting that steak. Outside of OU, nobody played anybody, so to me, it was a wasted week. What did you think about the SEC?
Wait a minute. Can you give me my props now? Because how many weeks ago did I tell y'all you better be on the lookout for OU?
OU, you said it, sir.
So yeah, they go ahead. They take down Alabama, and then we come in this week. We win again. They are a problem. I think there's going to be a problem. So, like I said before, we're going to have a jumbled mess going into that last week. We're going to have a jumbled mess going into the see who's going to play in the championship. I mean, the Texas A&M game is going to be huge. Alabama can't do it no more. I think who's staring at now. I'm trying to think of who's still got a chance. Ole Miss,
if they still got a coach.
Yeah, and Georgia. And so we're going to see.
All right. So let's go to the Big Ten. Ohio State won. Oregon won. Thank you, Oregon, by the way. And Michigan won. USC lost, so I don't have to talk about them anymore. So, again, I want to publicly say thank you to the Oregon Ducks. Now, as I was saying, you have Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. And now all Ohio State has to do is beat Michigan, which it hasn't done in the last 4 years. Any thoughts on the Big Ten, George?
Those two rivalry games are gonna be tough, man. That Oregon's got to go to Washington, and Ohio State's got to go to Michigan. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what's up.
Ohio State's gonna run a score up on Michigan. That's my prediction.
As usual, that's where the season comes down to. So
yeah. All right, Big 12. Utah, BYU, and Arizona State with big wins. Houston lost, so get them out of there. So Utah survives. BYU keeps moving. And I got to tell you, fans, if we just took away the names of the schools and you just looked at BYU and who they've beaten and who they've played, if they had SEC on their little resume, you would think BYU is one of the top 7 teams in the country if you just look at the metrics. But nobody's going to do that. No. Texas Tech didn't play this week. So we'll check out my thoughts on the big board in segment 3. But any thoughts about the Big 12? But yeah, I want to say BYU, great job this year. I hope they don't screw you guys.
And who beat BYU?
Texas Tech beat BYU.
Moving on.
Yeah, they did. But BYU may have another shot at them.
They're going to. That'll be the conference championship game. So we're going to see what happens.
But this is the conference I want to talk about the most.
Oh, Lord.
The ACC.
Why?
So Pitt won. Notre Dame knew the assignment, and Miami is still hanging around the national rankings. SMU is still in it, and Duke's still in it. Georgia Tech wet the bed. So the doomsday scenario is right in front of us, George.
Yep.
Okay? Only 3 teams are in play, fans, to play in the ACC championship game. And those 3 teams are UVA, Pittsburgh, and SMU, not Miami. So why is that a problem? Only UVA is currently ranked in a position that they can do something. There are no guarantees that the ACC champ will be ranked higher than the group of five champ. So I say again, you're banking on UVA. Good luck with that. George, any thoughts on the ACC?
ACC championship game is going to be UVA versus SMU.
Wow.
How does that sound? And at the end of the year, Miami is going to be ranked higher than the ACC champion. It just shaking my head.
It's a doomsday scenario. Jake is nervous because Miami beat Notre Dame head to head.
Right.
But I tell Jake every week, take a look at how they treat the SEC. Head to head doesn't matter.
Right.
So
And
it can't matter for the SEC and then matter for Notre Dame. So I think Notre Dame's going to be safe, but we'll, do that in segment 3. What do you think?
I think they'll be all right. The crazy thing is Pitt, who is the front runner and going to be one of the front runners in the clubhouse, that gets 70 hung on them by Notre Dame, is going to lose to Miami this coming week, and that's going to knock them out. So it's ACC is ugly. Nobody wanted that. What was Georgia Tech doing? And it's just like Georgia Tech to watch them show up and play the game of their lives next week against Georgia.
I don't know, man. I think Georgia may hang 40 on them and then really mess it up for the ACC about who's good and not. But with that, in segment 2, we're going to go group of 5, and JMU gave me a scare. Gave me a scare, but they pulled it out. We'll be right back on the Eye Coaches Podcast.
Today's student athletes face pro-level challenges without pro-level support. The CKA SAVE project is here to change that. For 16 plus years, Dr. Keith Adams and his team have provided comprehensive academic and athletic support from middle school through post-graduation transitions. NIL guidance, transfer portal navigation, academic coaching, career planning, they've got it covered. The CKA SAVE project. When your future is on the line, experience matters. Learn more at www.ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 2. Let's talk group of 5. And first of all, I'm mad at the national media because not only are you shoving the American down our throat, you're shoving the wrong team down our throat, okay? It's all about North Texas right now, folks. North Texas can mess up everything for everybody, including my beloved JMU. But Tulane and North Texas, George, should be in the championship, barring a bad last weekend. What are you thinking about the American?
Well, I'm looking at it like right now. You got JMU at 20, North Texas at 21, and Tulane at 22. So they're all.
Shout out to Robert, because Robert's the one that beat the North Texas bandwagon early.
Yep. So they're all right there together. North Texas, their one loss, they think they got Toronto, and I forgot about who it was. But let's see what happens in that American Conference. If Tulane wins it, that conference championship, Tulane wins it, you don't have to worry about it.
But their losses are bad.
I know. Listen. I want JMU in. It's the time for JMU to be in it. Nothing against Tulane because they got a great program down.
Yeah,
but they showed up against that Ole Miss game was, they played halfway decent, but then they went and lost late. They went and lost later on, which hurt them. So right now I'm in. I'm pushing the chips in the middle of the table for JMU right now.
All right, Mountain West Pac-2, UNLV won, New Mexico won. Robert, they might get a real bowl. Boise State keeps hanging around, and so does San Diego State. But San Diego State can't draw a crowd at home, and they got a new stadium. Any thoughts on the Mountain West of the Pac-2? No problem. All right. So JMU probably will face ODU in the Sun Belt Championship, and that's a little rivalry. That could be a problem. I think that's the matchup that they could be. But George, any thoughts on the Sun Belt?
Now they got a tough game. They got to go down and play on the Teal Field down there against Coastal. Is that Coastal? So That's going to be to finish it out. They get through that. Last time JMU and ODU played one of the best games I watched already this season. They were going blow for blow, and then JMU just pulled away. So I got my fingers crossed that they can beat the team a second time in the championship, and they get a shot, because I don't think anybody really wants to see JMU come playoff time.
All right, Conference USA, Kennesaw State and FIU. Kennesaw State widely has had possibly one of the best turnarounds this year. So shout out to them. Western Kentucky played LSU well, man. You earned a lot of respect. You played them well. And Jack State stuck up the joint.
Yeah, LSU has no offense right now, so it is they're a work in progress. So.
It's still Western Kentucky. You should beat Western Kentucky by 50.
I know.
All right, a little bit of action. So Western Michigan has a clear path to the championship. If they win their last game, they'll clinch a spot. The other spot up for grabs is among Toledo, Ohio, Miami of Ohio, Central Michigan. I just spent a few days in Ohio. George, there's a lot of colleges. Yeah. I saw a college sign like every 10 miles. This is college. So any thoughts on some action?
Well, it's interesting that Western Michigan's got the beeline to the championship, because I think we spent all year talking. I think we were talking about Toledo and Akron trying to closing it out, and they just sold the farm. So see what happens. Western Michigan, they go ahead and run the table and get themselves a bowl.
Okay. And finally, last part of segment 2, HBCU. Shout out to South Carolina State. They beat Dale State 28-17 to win the MEAC. Well, congratulations to Deshaun Jackson on a great first season. MEAC ain't got but 5 teams, though. I have to say that. So you won the championship, but you played 4 games. That do anything for me. And the SWAC, look out Alabama State, Prairie View, and Jackson State. Those are the teams that are going to play for the SWAC championship, because they got an East and a West, and then they play South Carolina State. In other news, Hampton lost 38-10. Congratulations, being 2-10 on the season, 0-8 in the CAA. And North Carolina State lost to Elon 55-17, 2-10 on the season, 2-6 in the CAA. Yes, we know why you left, but look at what you're doing.
They're not. Yeah, they gotta recruit. I mean, and now they got some money to do it. They gotta recruit like they are a legit Division I program.
And I think Hampton fired their coach, like he was going to do something with that. Okay.
Part of that money they're making, they gotta do some upgrades on facilities. They gotta do stuff to get kids down. Hey, and I think Bethune-Cookman came through and beat Florida A&M this week, right? I think that happened this week.
Well, Jackson State clinched the SWAC East, and they're going to play Prairie View A&M in the SWAC championship game on December 6th. And the winner of that game will face South Carolina State in the Celebration Bowl December 13th. And I think that's on ABC.
I got Jackson State, so we go.
So I'm going to go with South Carolina State. A lot of family folks that I know have some South Carolina State ties. So with that, in segment 3, we're going to break down who we believe is going to be at the end of this college football playoff situation. We'll talk about it with my man, Ock. Be right back on the Eye Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here. And for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy, designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast in segment 3. Let's break down the real CFP without the noise from the national media. In the SEC, we've got Texas. In the Big Ten, we got Ohio State, number 1 team in the country, 5. So
That's
remember,
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, yeah, Texas A&M, SEC, Ohio State, Big Ten, Big 12, Texas Tech, ACC, UVA. Good luck with that. Group of 6, I'm telling you, JMU is going to do that. So get used to it. It's only 12 teams. So now here we go. Georgia, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Alabama, Indiana, Oregon, Notre Dame. That's 12. That's all you get. That's how I'm looking at it on the outside, looking in. Vandy's hanging around. They're hanging. Michigan, if they beat Ohio State, can they jump high enough?
No.
I don't think so, but we've got to go through the motions. BYU, if they make it to the championship game and they beat Texas Tech, will both the
Both of them get
interesting. And Utah, they're going to keep ranking Utah, but Utah's 2 losses on the BYU and Texas Tech, and they're shut out of the conference championship. But do your thing, so get your ratings or whatever. The ACC, you got Pitt, SMU, and Miami on the outside looking in. Miami can't get any high. I think Miami's capped in terms about how high they can get. So they can't get in.
Right. Probably.
And I don't want to hear about them beating Notre Dame. I don't care. You can't even win your conference. So I don't want to hear about it. And in group of 6, it's just Tulane and North Texas that are left. So it's going to be between JMU, Tulane, and North Texas. And North Texas, I think, has a cleaner shot than JMU because they like the American Conference and they don't like the Sun Belt. Any thoughts, George?
One of them, the only thing with it, one of them's going to knock each other out because North Texas is probably going to wind up playing Tulane in that conference championship. So one of them's automatically going to be bumped. So I still like JMU. I hope JMU pulls it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope they do too. But here's where JMU gets screwed. In the American Championship, you've got a ranked team playing a ranked team.
I understand.
And they're going to try, All right. So this coming week, Thursday, I thought this would be a game of note, but it's not anymore. Navy's playing Memphis on Thanksgiving. So if you're doing things strictly for entertainment purposes only, have fun with that. Friday, we've got some games. We've got the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. George, Lane Kiffin, does he stay or does he go? What say you, Ock?
I'm trying to figure out where's he going to go.
LSU. They're offering over $90 million, according to reports.
And knowing Lane Kiffin is gone. Knowing Lane Kiffin, he's leaving.
All right, as we say in wrestling, cameraman right here. Hey, Lane, you're at Ole Miss. There is not one professional sports team there. Ole Miss is the professional team. It's not Mississippi State. It's not Stark Vegas. You are the only show in town. They're going to up your salary, and the cost of living there is so much better than living underwater in Louisiana. If you keep winning 10 games a year, they're going to build a statue of you, and you're already in a position to be in the college football playoffs. What else do you want? Anyway, all right, Utah
No. Hey, Lane, I'm going to tell you right now. If you win at LSU, you got talent. You don't even really have to recruit. The name itself recruits for you. You got you be in a picture to win a national championship every year. And if you win one, they're going to throw parades for
you're
you.
Already in a position, George. You're in Oxford, and you're winning. You got one loss, and you're going to be in the playoffs.
No. All you have to do is show up and say LSU. Ole Miss, Lane had to talk them into it. You pull Lane out of Ole Miss, there is nothing. You can LSU plug and play. So I don't even want to hear that. LSU has talent up on top of talent. They need somebody to lead them, and they know they're going to get recruits. It's the better job. I know you want them to stay at Ole Miss. You can't pass up LSU.
Is it the better job when the governor is involved in your business? You're an AD. You didn't want to hear from your principal. You didn't want to hear from Central. You want to do your job and go home.
Unless it's just like it being an AD and having the principal or headmaster have your back.
Well,
No
yes,
happens,
you had Kill working, so I'm a little jealous.
So as long as they got your back, you can do no wrong. So yes,
right.
I'm going LSU.
So let's see. We got Georgia Tech on Friday. I'm anticipating a whooping. I don't know if I should or not, but I think Georgia Tech don't have anything that Georgia's got coming.
I think we got. This is the thing about these rivalry games.
You can have all the rivalry you want.
You can throw everything out. When they show up, you throw records out the window. So I'm gonna watch them play because I think that's gonna be a damn good game.
Yeah, you gonna say the same thing about Indiana Purdue's rivalry?
No, I'm not, because that's not a robbery. One team has to beat the other team a few times for it to be a robbery. And since my man showed up on Indiana's campus, Purdue has been an afterthought. So let's forget about that.
All right. Texas A&M, Texas. Okay. So one, hey, Arch, thank you for playing better. You're still not as good as they said, but at least you can hold your head up high, because there was a couple of weeks where you're like, oh, boy, that's not going to work out long term. So who wins Texas A&M, Texas? Can Texas mess it up? Because it's in Austin, and they're going to be rocking that game Friday after Thanksgiving. Yeah, man.
That's one they've been waiting on, because they've been waiting to get Texas Tech back. I mean, Texas A&M back. I'm going to go with Texas. I'm going to go with Texas A&M. I'm going.
All right. And then Saturday, November 29th, you got the Iron Bowl. You got Texas Tech going to Morgantown. They get it in Morgantown. Ask that Campbell boy in the chat if they get it in Morgantown. You got Oregon, Washington, and the sneaky game. Notre Dame against Stanford. Stanford's been playing better. National audience.
No.
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
No.
Calling ball on the sidelines, getting excited.
No. I'm going to tell you this. Texas Tech runs through Morgantown like a hot knife through butter. Okay. There's no Stanford does nothing but show up. They probably, I don't even know if they should get off the bus. They're going to get dusted.
Can LSU beat Oklahoma?
No. LSU can't beat that. That's going to be a 10-7 game, and Oklahoma will win because they got just a little bit more offense. Both their defense, they probably got the two. You're probably looking at the two best defenses in the country, and this probably be a 10-7 game. Let's go, because they're playing in Norman. I'm interested to see what Michigan team shows up. That's what I'm gonna be interested to see.
And it's at Michigan.
Yeah, because there's been years when Michigan has been like 5-6 and still beat Ohio State. So I'm really interested to see what happens. Michigan's coming off that just sacrificing of Maryland. So and they seem like they've kind of got it together. They took out Michigan State. So it's going to be, we'll see what Michigan team shows up. Because if they win, that upsets the apple cart in the Big Ten.
All right, go ahead.
One other one. That Washington Oregon game, that's a sneaky game, man. They hate each other. And that's almost on the level of Michigan and Ohio State. So don't be shocked. That's going to be a tough game for Oregon. I think, and they're playing in Washington. That's going to be tough.
All right. So Miami is traveling to Pittsburgh. Miami follows the Boeheim rule. They never leave Florida. and once they left Florida, they lost to SMU or something like that. So can Pitt beat them, because it's a little chilly in November in Pittsburgh? So keep an eye on that. Also, SMU's playing Cal. Cal fired their coach today. Couldn't wait a week.
No.
Couldn't wait 1 week to do this. Do that now, George.
Hey, I guess they said we just go get rid of it now. End it now.
You do it. You're Cal. Okay.
I don't know what they think.
What do you get to jump on?
The only football program they have there is hinged on Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. Now they lost to Stanford. They lost to their rival.
Yeah.
But, man, that week ain't going to hurt nobody. Get that man the respect.
I'm going to tell you what, though. If that Pitt team that just beat up on Georgia Tech shows up on that night when Miami's coming, it could be a long flight back to Miami. All
right. So to close fans, this past weekend, the CKA Save Project presented the CKA Balanced Student Athlete Award at the Open Doors Bowl Series at the historic campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. For nearly 2 decades, the CKA Save Project's mission has been simple: to empower student athletes for total success on the field, in the classroom, and in life. The CKA Save Project provides comprehensive, holistic support for student athletes so they can survive and thrive in this ever-complex and changing world. And we are dedicated to the belief that when your future's on the line, experience matters. The award recognized players from each of the teams who played the Open Doors Bowl Series who truly embody our mission. They excelled both academically and athletically while supporting their communities. So I'd like to just announce the winners, just to say, again, congratulations. Dylan Sliwa is a senior linebacker from Westminster College. They did an outstanding job. Miles Harding was a safety from Mount St. Joseph University, and he's from Delaware. So shout out to the First State. Jordan Bassler is a senior guard from Ohio Northern, and Jerry McBee was a senior defensive end from Wabash College, and they won. George, you would have appreciated. They won. They tied it up at the end, win for 2, won the game, going for 2, jump pass, kind of works a lot. All of the winners received a Balanced Student Athlete plaque, a copy of my book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success, CKA t-shirt, drawstring bag, stress relieving mini football, a sample of CKA-inspired soap and body butter from 3 Crown, and the winners will also be featured on a future Find the Balance Friday episode of the Odd Coaches podcast. I would be remiss not to shout out Carrie Alexander Luchowski, the executive director of the North Coast Atlantic Conference, as well as all of the members of the organizing committee. Stephen Denton, cool cat. He's the CEO of Open Doors, along with Blake Lawrence, who is president of collegiate operations for Open Doors. Matt Brown, founder and publisher of Extra Points, so kind, gave us time, gave us truth. FanWord, which is an AI-powered storytelling platform for sports, and the staff at the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Embassy Suites treated us like family. So on behalf of the CK Save Project, we want to say thank you for everybody just treating us so well. So on behalf of my academic and athletic consultant, George Ockert, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk, also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. And we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on the X platform at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Keith Adams and the CKA Save Project on social media at CKA Save Project. For more information about the CKA Save Project, visit them on the web at www.cksaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.